Hello beautiful people, Yasmin here. Welcome to Juliet Kitchen. As I always say, today you're in for a phenomenal or fantastic treat. This is my sweetly delicious fig jam. More specifically, it's a sea salt rum fig jam. It's absolutely delicious. It's seriously simple to put together. So I do hope that you'll stick around to see how I make this splendid jam. While you stick around, don't be shy, hit the subscribe button. Get the printable recipes on our food blog. Okay, so these are my figs here. I keep them in the refrigerator. I usually freeze my Pyrex bowl and then I cover it with plastic wrap once I put the figs in the bowl. They keep 2 to 3 days. You don't want to leave them out in the counter because they will go bad very quickly. So let's get started. I am quartering these figs. They're reasonably small. Okay, so I have my figs all stemmed and quartered. I'm just adding them to a heavy bottom pot. The first thing is really adding the sugar. This is about 3/4 cups of sugar to 1.5 pounds of figs. I just want to mix it. Okay, so this is ready for the next step, which is really allowing it to sit, and the sugar is going to start to break down and soften up the figs. And then once that happens, then I'll hit the stovetop with it. Okay, so while this sit and wait for the 15 to 30 minutes, the other ingredients that I'm using today: freshly squeezed lemon juice, rum. Oh, it smells amazing in here. For the rum, you could either replace it with brandy. I would use a little bit less brandy, or you could even use port for a richer flavor. Good old water. And one of the beautiful thing about this recipe that I love is using the sea salt. Just a little bit goes a long way. The sea salt helps to cut some of the sweetness. But if you love the sweetness, you could absolutely not put the sea salt, but it makes a huge difference. A little bit, like I said, goes a long way. Okay, so I'll see you in a little bit for the next step. Okay, beautiful people, it's been about a good 20 minutes or so. As you could see, the sugar has broken down nicely enough, and the figs have kind of softened up. So I'm going to now take this to the stove and add some of the remaining ingredients. I'm using 1/2 cup of lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and 3/4 to 1 cup of water. The riper your figs are, the less water you can use. I'm going to turn on the stove to medium and give this a nice stir. I'm just going to let this come to a boil, and then I'm going to reduce the heat and let it simmer on medium-low. I'm going to allow this to cook anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes until the figs are very soft and mushy, and all of the water is absorbed, and it becomes gel-like. Once that happens, I'm going to be adding the rum and the sea salt towards the end. You can give it a couple of stirs along the way. Don't worry if you added too much water. It's okay. You can increase your heat to medium to allow it to evaporate and help the fig become plump, gel-like, if you will. Wow, this is reducing beautifully. You could give it a mash to help it along as the figs soften. Okay, as you could see, this has reduced quite a bit. It's starting to look more gel-like. And also you could add a little bit more sugar. I would say up to probably 2 to 4 tablespoons if you want it sweeter. So now I'm going to add in my rum. This is 4 tablespoons of dark rum. Give it a nice stir. And at the same time, I'm going to add my sea salt. You can adjust the sea salt for your taste, but I like to add about a good 1/8 of a teaspoon. You want to cook the rum down for about 10 minutes until it evaporates. Okay, let's take a look. Wow, look at this. See, I have some lumps in here, which I love. If you don't like the lumps, you could either mash it down with the back of the spoon like I'm doing, or you could use a potato masher, or you could simply just cut the figs smaller. It's nicely reduced. It's very gel-like. I think it's ready. What do you think? Look at that. Wow. Wow, beautiful people. This looks amazing. So when these cool down, I store them in these jars with a tight cover. I don't do canning. If you do, by all means, go ahead and do your canning. But I store them in these jars and keep them in the refrigerator. So the smaller jar just enable you to take out, you know, a little bit at a time as opposed to a bigger bottle. But they stay in the refrigerator for quite a while. I've had them, usually they don't last me more than a month, but it's absolutely delicious. Wow, this is really hot. I am still going to taste it. Wow. Wow, you could taste a hint of the rum. You really can't taste the sea salt, but the sea salt really enabled the jam to be less sweet. It's absolutely delicious. So I hope you'll try this recipe and enjoy it as much as we do around here. Until next time, happy cooking!